Wednesday night, Screen Guild night, when Camel cigarettes bring you your favorite stars in their greatest motion picture roles. Tonight, it's an outstanding 20th Century Fox picture, a stark and realistic story filled with excitement, terror, and suspense. The Screen Guild players are proud to present Kiss of Death, starring Victor Mature, Richard Widmark, Colleen Gray, and Leon Ames.
Mugs, you wait here till the judge comes into court. Don't get restless, kiddies. It won't be long now.
Look at that cheap squirt of a guard. For a nickel, I'd grab him, stick both thumbs right in his eyes, and hang on till he drops dead. You're Nick Bianco, ain't you?
Yeah.
Got shot when you was making your break after that Morgan jewelry chop.
Yeah.
You're a big man. Early Hauser was telling me. He's my legal talent, too. I'm Tommy Udo.
I heard of you.
You did, huh? Imagine me in on a cheap rap like this, big man like me. Picked up just for shoving a guy's ears off his head. Traffic ticket stuff.
Bianco, can I talk to you for a minute?
Yeah, that two-bit assistant DA, what she want?
Over here, Bianco, by the gate. It's going to be a stiff sentence, Nick. Maybe 20 years. You better get set.
I'm set.
Well, remember what I told you in my office? It still goes. You could get off pretty light if you give me those names. The three other guys who pulled that job with you. I've talked to the judge. I know he'd play ball. Well?
No deal.
Okay, if you ever change your mind, remember my name. Louis D'Angelo, assistant DA. Don't forget, I'm your insurance policy.
You don't give up, do you?
Well, I figured that a guy like you, you'd want to stop and think of your wife.
Don't worry about my wife. She'll be taken care of my way.
And your kids. Two beautiful little girls like that. I should think you'd want to get them back, Nick. I know if they were mine.
Shut up.
I knew I'd touch the nerve. His kids. That big, tough guy was soft about his kids. I filed the thought away for future reference. You know how you do sometimes, and I didn't drag it out until 3 years later. The day that Cullen, my assistant, pointed out an item in the evening paper.
Maria Bianco, age 31, mother of two girls, committed suicide at her home yesterday. Neighbors said that Mrs. Bianco had been brooding for some time over failing health and lack of funds. Nice story, huh?
I wonder if Bianco knows about it.
If he doesn't now, he will. You know, this could be very interesting.
In here, miss. You're allowed
Thank you.
5 minutes.
Thank you. Hello, Nick. Remember me?
Sure. You're Nettie. You used to take care of my kids. Say, you were just a kid yourself.
That was 3 years ago. I'm almost 20 now.
How you been, Nettie?
All right. Nick, I moved away before it happened.
Yeah?
Maria and I had a fight, so I moved away. Then just last week I heard about it. I met one of the neighbors.
She told you?
Yes. And I felt so bad about the kids. Nick, I feel so sorry about everything.
Thanks. Tell me about Maria. What did you fight about?
About the way she... Well, I really don't remember anymore.
You don't want to tell me, huh?
Tell you what?
What happened? You came here to tell me. Why'd you change your mind? Scared of hurting me? Nettie, I'm a guy you can't hurt. It don't matter.
Oh, Nick, I wish it could have been different.
It's all right. It's all right. You just told me. Who was the guy?
Rizzo.
Rizzo? Pete Rizzo?
Oh, Nick, don't feel so bad. I can't stand it. You were always so nice to me. And you don't deserve this. It's wrong.
Yeah. It's wrong. Time's up, miss. Sorry to break it up, Bianco. That's all right. I got some thinking to do. Yeah. A lot of thinking to do.
I offered to help you 3 years ago. I'm in no position to offer you that same help now.
I see. The insurance policy has lapsed, huh?
I would say so.
What about my kids?
How do you mean?
Well, could I get to see them?
As payment for...
I'm not doing this for pay. I'm just asking, could I get to see them as a favor if you think you owe me a favor?
Well, I think we can take care of that.
Okay.
Well, one other thing, Nick. I'd like to know why you've changed. Why you're doing this. It'll help me to decide whether you're leveling with me.
Well, when I went up, I told you my family would be taken care of my way. I was wrong. My wife killed herself.
Oh, they didn't take care of her, huh?
No.
All right. Want to tell me about the Morgan jewelry job?
Yes.
Who else was with you?
Tony Mangoni and Eddie Williams.
Big Ed?
Yes.
Who else?
Pete Rizzo.
Rizzo, eh?
Yeah. Pete Rizzo, my pal.
It was the way he said it. I could tell he hated Rizzo's guts, and that gave me an idea. I rounded up Mangoni and Williams. Morgan, the jeweler, identified them, and that was that. But I left Pete Rizzo strictly alone. It didn't take the other two very long to jump to a few mistaken conclusions. They passed the word along. The heat was on, and Rizzo must have started sweating. And not without cause, because a few nights later...
Yes? Come in. She's open.
Hello. You Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes. Who are you? You friend of Pete?
Yeah. Where's the squid?
Not home. Come home late, maybe. After dinner, maybe.
Where'd you go to?
Pete? Oh, I know where Pete goes. He just leave me here in a wheelchair like this. No can walk, no can do nothing. He go uptown, downtown, baseball game. What do you care about me?
I'll find out. I'll just take a little look around.
No, you don't go in there. That's bedroom there.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All this stuff gone. Nothing left but one lousy old shirt.
Please, I tell you, I don't...
After dinner sometime, huh? You double-crossing squealers, both of you.
What's the matter? I don't know nothing.
So the yellow squid beat it, huh? He took a powder, huh?
Yeah.
Where is he? Where'd he go to? I'm asking you, where's that jerk son of yours? He's on a train, huh? Riding nice, huh? Okay, I'll show that squealer something, that jerk. I'll show him how Tommy Udo fixes a dirty rat.
Stop! Why you push my chair? Why you take me, huh?
Shut up! This is for even knowing a squealer.
No, not outside. I no can move. It's bad. I'm sick.
Ah, you ain't sick. You ain't sick at all, not yet.
No, not the stairs, please.
No. Now you're sick.
Nick, I sent the morning paper up to you. Get a chance to read it?
You mean about Rizzo's mother? Yeah.
Yeah, didn't take him long to go to work. Kind of messy, huh?
Rizzo had it coming.
Well, anyway, it proves they don't suspect you. That'll be good in case I need you again.
You mean you want to keep me down here? Keep me stooling?
Well, now, let's put it another way. Let's say I want to keep you down here so Cullen can take you out to see your kids, say, once a week.
Okay.
You feel bad about working with me, Nick?
No. When do I see my kids?
Well, Cullen will drive you out to Nyack tomorrow. After that, as I promised, once a week. Nick, you're sure you know your own mind? You're sure you'll stick with us?
I know what I want. Yeah. I'll stick.
One thing about that Nick Bianco, he never said very much, but what he said, he meant. That next week, he helped me get another conviction, one I'd never have gotten without him, and he was smart, very smart. The mug he helped me send up the river never had the slightest suspicion. Yes, Nick was playing ball, all right, but it wasn't just for fun. He was waiting for something, and I knew what. And the end of the month, I gave it to him.
Honest, Nick, I couldn't believe it. When the landlady said it was you, I just... What happened, Nick?
I got a parole.
A parole? Oh, that's
wonderful. Have you had your dinner?
Uh-uh.
But you must be hungry.
Yeah, I am. Gee, Nettie, it's...
Nick. Oh, I've been waiting, Nick. I've waited because I love you. I've always loved you ever since I was a kid.
The phone.
Let it ring. Who cares?
It might be for me. I left your number. Hello?
Hello, Nick. That you?
Yeah, it's me.
Tonight, Nick, a jive joint in Harlem. It's called Sunset Number 2. Your man is there now. Get it?
I got it.
Be careful, Nick.
Yeah. I'll be careful.
Nick, what is it?
Sorry, Nettie. I gotta go.
Hey, waiter, another bottle of champagne. Keep it coming.
Sure thing, Mr. Udo.
Hey, waiter, do you think you can jam another table in here?
Hey, nobody sits in front of Tommy. Well, what do you know? The big man.
Hello, Tommy.
Nick, you're out, huh? What a thing. Sit down, Nick. We'll make it fast.
Thanks.
You'll be jumping in a couple hours. Always hard when you first get out. Takes you a while to get started, but this place will do it. Always come here when I'm sprung. How do you like that music, Nick? Huh? Right upstairs. What do you got to do, Nick? What's on the line?
Well, I ain't figured yet, Tommy. I gotta have some fun first. I'm 3 years behind.
That's talking, Nick. Talking. Heard about me, didn't you?
No.
In all the papers.
Yeah?
Picked me up for a murder rap, that Larry Young job. It was in all the papers.
Yeah. They let you go?
Oh. Oh, the bullshit. Sure. Didn't have no evidence. Nobody seen me do it, did they? This place is dead. It's sour. Let's get out of here. Go have some fun. What do you say, pal? We go?
Well,
Well, what?
Well, like I said before, I'm 3 years behind.
Well, what did you get, Nick? Did Udo give you anything?
Yeah, plenty. Including a big head.
Well, you'll get over that. What's the dope?
Well, there was someone who saw the shooting. A fellow called Sammy, a sort of a panhandler.
Yeah?
He was coming up to get a buck from Larry Young when Udo came along and started shooting. Udo said Sammy saw the whole thing and then beat it.
Sammy who?
That's the only name.
Okay, we'll find him. We'll find Sammy, and we've got a case. Then we put you on the stand, and that clinches it.
Wait a minute. You mean I gotta go to court? Let Udo and all of them know I've been squealing?
That's right, Nick. I'll need your testimony. It's the only way I can be sure of getting a conviction.
Suppose I won't play.
Well, you have no choice.
You mean you could kill my parole?
Oh, I wouldn't do it myself, but my boss, the head man, well, might be a little annoyed.
Look, I've got a couple of kids. I'm bringing them home. I found a little house up there night. If Udo ever gets near those kids...
How could he, Nick? I tell you, my case will be open and shut. Udo's going to the chair. And remember, that's the last thing we'll ask of you. After that, you'll be free.
Well, that'll help.
Good. Now, go on home and get some sleep. I'll call you tomorrow.
Could you make it the next day, Mr. D'Angelo?
Why not tomorrow?
Well, you see, tomorrow I'm getting married. Huh?
Your lunch to take along to work. Nick, you weren't even listening.
Sure, I wasn't, Eddie. I heard every word.
Nick, you worrying?
About what? What have I got to worry about?
That piece in the paper today. It said Tommy Udo's case was going to the jury.
So what? He'll get the chair. He hasn't got a chance. Mr. D'Angelo was telling me that... I'll take it. Hello?
Hello, Nick. I'm glad I got you.
Hello, Mr. D'Angelo.
Nick, I'm afraid I got some bad news for you. The jury has just brought this verdict in.
What?
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
We put Sammy on the stand and he backed right down. They must have thrown a scare into him. Udo went free as soon as the verdict was read.
He did, huh?
We put a tail on him, but he's pretty fast, so keep your eyes open. You better come in and see me tomorrow. We'll help you every way we can. I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah. So am I. Thanks for calling, Mr. D'Angelo.
Watch yourself, fella. Good night.
Good night.
Mr. D'Angelo, what did he want?
Oh, nothing. He just...
Nick, was it Tommy Udo? Is he...
Forget it. I'm tired. Come on, let's get to sleep. been lying here and... What was that?
Just the back screen door. The wind blew it shut. Oh, Nick, what is it? What's making you so jumpy?
Nothing. Forget it. I just can't fall asleep, that's all.
Since Mr. D'Angelo phoned, you're listening for something. You've been lying there all night listening for something. Maybe I can help, Nick. Why don't you tell me?
Yeah, you're right. You'd read all the papers anyway. Yeah, you can help me. Nettie, they let Tommy Udo off.
Oh, Nick.
He's loose.
After what you did.
Yeah.
The police, we'll call them.
No, the cops can't help. Look, Nettie, I've got to talk to you. No use hiding it. He's going to come sometime.
You can go away.
Rizzo went away. Remember what happened to Rizzo's old lady?
Was that Tommy Udo who did that?
Yeah, that was Tommy Udo.
We can all go away together.
No, I'm on parole. Anyway, he'd find us. Too many mugs know me. I'm a guy they don't like anymore. Wherever we went, we'd be sitting like this at night waiting for him.
Nick, it won't happen. We won't let it happen.
That's right, Nettie. Not if you help me. Help me play it my way.
Oh, anything.
Okay, start packing. I'll dress the kids.
No?
Now, I'll call a cab, get you down to the station. You and the kids get out of town upstate. I know a place in the country.
Nick, I don't want to go without you.
You've got it, Nettie. We're going to play this my way.
Yes? You want something, mister?
You're Luigi, ain't you?
Yes, you hear of my famous dinner, eh?
I'm not after food. I'm looking for Tommy Udo.
Mr. Udo? He's not here.
Tell him Nick Bianco wants to see him.
But he's not here. He has not been here.
It's all right. For him, I'm here.
Hello, Tommy.
Where the big man? My pal. You want to talk to me?
To you, yeah. Not to that character you brought in with you.
You lousy story. Shut up. Who asked you anything? My pal wants to talk to me. Come on, scram.
Sure, Tommy, sure. Do anything you say.
You fooled me, Nick. And that takes a big man. Yeah, big man.
Play it straight, Tommy. I squealed on you. You got a right to be sore. Now, what are you going to do about
I
it?
ain't gonna do nothing. You did nothing to me. They acquitted me, didn't they? Who cares what you did, except a lot of squibs? We're going right on being pals, you and me. We're gonna have some fun together. Lots of fun, just like we used to. You got a wife and kids, ain't you, pal?
Look, Tommy...
They're gonna have some fun, too. I'm gonna enjoy meeting your family.
Lay off of him, Tommy.
Why, huh? Kids like to have fun. We'll all have some fun together. You and me and your wife and your kids.
I'm telling you, lay off of them.
Is that all you got to say to me?
Okay. I hoped you'd listen to reason. But if you want trouble, you're going to get it. Leave me and my family alone, or maybe I ain't through singing. You told me plenty when you were liquored up, and I ain't forgetting any of it. You gave me enough to burn you 100 times. Yeah, you even told me where I could find the witnesses.
Well, you just...
Sit down, Tommy. No use reaching in your coat. You ain't carrying anything. You're dumb, but you're not that dumb. You're a 3-time loser. You'd get life if they found a gun on you. Just get this, Tommy. Touch my family and you'll hear singing like you'd never heard before. Now beat it. Go peddle your papers. Go on, blow!
That's it.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
Luigi. Yes, sir?
Is that Mr. Udo's car out there in front?
Yes, sir, that's his.
That's what I thought. You got a phone here?
In the back there, a booth.
Thanks.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. D'Angelo?
Oh.
I was hoping I'd find you in. It's me, Nick.
Yeah, Are you all right?
How long would it take you to get some squad cars and meet me on 125th Street?
About 20 minutes. Why?
I found Tommy Udo. I just talked to him. I tried to scare him off, but it didn't work. So I'm going to hand him to you on a silver platter the way you want him, with a gun in his hand.
Nick, listen, for heaven's sake.
I'm setting him up for you, Mr. D'Angelo. He's laying for me outside this place in a black sedan. I've needled him to the point where he's got to get me. You said 20 minutes, I'll allow you 25. Then I'm going out through the door.
No, Nick, wait. You're off your beam.
He'll shoot to kill, Mr. D'Angelo. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Bring your cars in from both ends of the streets. Don't come with sirens or he'll throw the gun away.
But, Nick...
Now get it. The place is Luigi's. 125th Street, just east of 8th. Got that? Luigi's.
Luigi's. Okay.
Hey, Nick.
What's the matter, big man? You turned yellow? You used to do your own shooting.
Give me that gun. You lousy squirt, I'll show you.
Stand back a little. Cullen, get an ambulance.
Right. Stand back, everybody. Stand back.
Nick.
Get him?
Alive and with a gun in his hand. Thanks, Nick.
It's okay.
Sometimes a story like Nick's does turn out all right. Mr. D'Angelo got what he wanted. Nick got what he wanted. And I got all I ever wanted. I got Nick.
And now, a final word of thanks to our stars for a magnificently exciting half hour. Believe me, we're all deeply grateful.
Well, as an old radio actor, I'm always glad to get back to a microphone, especially when it's for such a wonderful cause as the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its country house and hospital, all largely supported by this program.
Very nicely put, Richard.
Yes, and that goes for all of us.
And for more reasons than one.
What do you mean, Beck?
Well, I'm glad to report that the makers of Camels are continuing to send free cigarettes each week to the men in servicemen's hospitals, as they have for many years. This week, among other hospitals, free Camels are being sent to Veterans Hospital in Tacoma, Wisconsin, U.S. Army Madigan General Hospital, Tacoma, Washington, U.S. Marine Hospital, Detroit, Michigan. That makes a total of more than 180 million cigarettes that the Camel people have sent to servicemen and veterans. Happy smoking, fellas. Your free Camels are on their way to you now.
The Screen Guild Players are directed by Bill Lawrence. The adaptations are by Harry Cronman. Remember, Thursday night is Screen Guild night. And next week, you'll be tickled silly at the hilarious antics of two of your favorite motion picture stars. A gay, delightful comedy, Take a Letter, Darling, starring Rosalind Russell and Fred McMurray. Be sure to listen. Kiss of Death, based on a story by Eleazar Lipsky, was presented through the courtesy of 20th Century Fox, producers of Apartment for Peggy. Victor Mature can be seen in Cry of the City and is currently starring in C.B. DeMille's Samson and Delilah. Richard Widmark can now be seen in Roadhouse, and Colleen Gray's next picture will be When My Baby Smiles at Me, both 20th Century Fox productions. Leon Ames is currently appearing in the Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer production, A Date with Judy. Freedom seems such a natural thing to us Americans that it's easy to forget that other Americans worked and fought and died that we might possess freedom. Freedom is hard to win, but easy to lose. It's up to you as an individual American to take active part in preserving your freedom. Vote and know for whom and for what you're voting. Take part in your community affairs. Freedom is everybody's job. Make it yours. For fun and hilarity, don't miss Camel Cigarette's other great show over these same stations. Tomorrow night, The Jimmy Durante Show with Alan Young. And remember, Thursday night is Screen Guild night. the greatest stars and the greatest stories, brought to you by Camel Cigarettes. This is Vern Smith speaking for Camel.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
From Hollywood, Loretta Young and John Lund in the great screen classic, Rebecca. Yes, from Hollywood, the Screen Guild Players, brought to you each Thursday night by Camel Cigarettes. How mild can a cigarette be? Smoke Camels and see. Prove for yourself what noted throat specialists reported in a coast-to-coast 30-day smoking test of hundreds of men and women. In this test, the doctors reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels. Thursday night, Screen Guild night, when Camel Cigarettes bring you your favorite stars in their greatest motion picture roles. Tonight, it's a famous best-selling novel so magnificently transferred to the screen by David O. Selznick that it was undisputed winner of an Academy Award. In answer to frequent and insistent requests, the Screen Guild Players present Rebecca, starring John Lund and Academy Award winner Loretta Young.
Last night I went to Manderley again. But even as I saw the iron gate, the winding drive, and the great old house itself, I knew, as dreamers always do, that it was just a dream. Manderley is no more. We can never go back, that much is certain. And yet somehow in my secret thoughts, I do go back to the strange days of my life which began for me in the south of France. I was very young and very poor. And because I had no family of my own, I had taken employment as the paid companion of a rich old woman. That's how I happened to be in Monte Carlo, and that's how I happened to meet Maxime de Winter. I was walking along the cliffs one day above the sea. I saw a man step toward the edge. To jump, I thought, and almost without knowing it, I cried out, "No! No, stop!"
What the devil are you shouting about? Who are you? What are you staring at?
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to stare. I thought you were going to...
Oh, you did you?
Yes.
What are you doing here?
I was only walking.
Well, get on with your walking, then. I can do very well without your screaming.
That afternoon, they told me who he was. Maxime de Winter, the master of Manderley. They said that his wife had died the year before and that he'd come to Monte Carlo to forget. I had no right to hope, a dowdy, awkward, penniless girl. But when he spoke to me the next day and apologized and asked to go along and watch me sketch, my heart leaped up into my throat and choked back the frightened no I might have said. We saw a great deal of each other after that. He was all generosity and charm. We danced and talked, and then one night we walked along the sea. A lovely night. The air was like wine.
You're very quiet this evening.
I was thinking, I wish there could be an invention that bottled up memories like perfume. And then I could uncork the bottle and live the memory all over again.
Sometimes the memory might grow stale or horrible.
Oh, I wish I were a woman in 36 dressed in black satin with a string of pearls.
You wouldn't be here with me if you were. Oh, good heavens, what brought that on? Here, blow your nose.
I'm so sorry, Mr. De Winter.
And don't call me Mr. De Winter. I have a very impressive array of first names.
Oh?
George, Fortescue, Maximilian. You needn't bother with them all at once. My family calls me Maxim.
I'm not your family.
You will be when we're married. Why not? Of course, if you don't love me.
Oh, but I do. I love you most dreadfully. I cried all last night because I love you so much. And
Bless you for that.
But you don't understand. You see, I don't belong in your sort of world.
And what is my sort of world?
Well, Manderley. A great estate and... Oh, you know what I mean.
Suppose you let me be the judge of that. Only you'll have to promise me one thing.
What?
Promise me you'll never wear black satin or pearls and never be 36 years old.
Mrs. Maxim de Winter, mistress of Manderley. I said it over and over to myself all through our honeymoon, and still, I just couldn't believe it was true. And then suddenly we were home at Manderley. The wide green lawns, the curving road, the vastness of the house itself, the staff lined up to welcome me.
This is Frank Crawley, who manages the estate.
I'm glad to meet you, Mrs. De Winter. I'm terribly happy for Maxim's sake.
This is Frith, the butler.
We're glad to welcome you, madam.
Robert, the second man.
We hope madam will like it here.
The cooks, the maids, the gardeners, they all seemed glad to have me there. All but the housekeeper, Mrs. Danvers.
Alice will come up and help you dress, madam.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Danvers.
Alice is the parlor maid. She'll look after you till your own maid arrives.
Oh, well, I haven't any maid. Oh, I'm sure that Alice will do nicely.
I'm afraid not, madam. It's usual for ladies in your position to have a personal maid.
Oh, well, if you think so. Mrs. Danvers, I hope we'll be friends. This sort of life is new to me, and, well, I'll rely on you. You've been here at Manderley for a long while, haven't you?
I came when the first Mrs. De Winter was a bride.
Oh. Mrs. De Winter. The first Mrs. De Winter. Sometimes through the days that followed, it seemed that she was Maxim's wife, not I. In every room there was some little sign of her. A glove, an address book, some correspondence paper with her name engraved on it. Rebecca. That was her name. I learned to know it very well. And if I once forgot and tried to make myself the mistress of my home, Mrs. Danvers was always at my side. If I wanted a fire in the drawing room...
Mrs. De Winter never lit the fire in here till afternoon.
Or if I spoke of going for a stroll...
Mrs. De Winter always instructed the gardeners after lunch.
Or if I left a salad to the cook.
Mrs. De Winter was most particular about salads, madam.
No matter where I turned, Rebecca had been there before. Was still there, in a sense, to mock my helplessness, not only in the house itself, but outside, too. The day I walked along the beach and came upon a lovely cottage in a cove. Her cottage, as I soon found out. Her books, her robes, her monogram on everything. I closed the door, raced back blindly toward the house, and suddenly Maxim was standing in my way.
Where have you been?
Oh, walking along the beach.
Cottage?
Why, yes.
Did you go inside?
Well, Maxim, the door was open, and
Don't ever go there again. You hear?
But Maxim...
I hate the place. And if you had my memories, you wouldn't go there or talk about it or make me think about it.
Maxim! What is it?
Nothing. Oh, forget it, my dear. Just forget all about it.
Yes? Oh, good morning, Mrs. De Winter. Come in.
I know you're very busy, Mr. Crowley.
Well, the estate does take a bit of managing, especially now that Maxim's back.
Am I interfering?
Oh, not at all. Won't you sit down?
Oh, thank you. I was down at the cottage on the beach the other day.
Oh, were you?
Yes. It seems to be going to rack and ruin.
Well, I think if Maxim wanted anything done about it, he'd tell me.
Oh. Those are all Rebecca's things down there.
Why, yes, they are.
What did she use the cottage for?
The boat used to be moored near there.
What boat? Oh, what happened to it?
Well, you see, it capsized and sank the night Rebecca was drowned.
Oh, she was drowned.
She was on the boat alone. There was a storm. She was washed overboard.
Well, where did they find her?
Near Edgecombe, about 2 months later. Maxim went up to identify her. It was horrible for him.
Mr. Crowley, please don't think me morbidly curious. I promise I won't bring this up again, but would you answer just one more question?
If I can.
What was Rebecca really like?
Well, I suppose she was the most beautiful creature I ever saw.
She'd been beautiful, very beautiful. Maxim still loved her. That's all I could think about for days. And then, woman-like, I thought, I'll force him to forget. I'll make him think of me. I'll be beautiful, too. First of all, a new coiffure.
Darling, what on earth have you done to your hair?
Makeup, which I'd never used.
My dear, aren't you wearing too much rouge?
A whole new wardrobe of expensive clothes.
Really, do you think that dress is quite your type?
I tried so hard and saw only annoyance on his face. Or worse, amusement. And the bored indulgence that one saves habitually for a child. And still I would not yield. I was so pitifully eager as the summer costume ball approached. I thought if I can find a costume that'll make him proud of me, something different, so that it'll be the envy of all of his friends. And strangely enough, it was Mrs. Danvers who gave me the idea.
If I may suggest it, madam, I think you might find a costume to suit you among the family portraits.
Oh, you mean in the gallery at the top of the stairs?
There's one in particular that might have been designed for you. I'm sure you could have it copied.
Oh, really? Which one?
One of Mr. De Winter's ancestors.
Yes?
Lady Caroline.
Oh, yes, it's very lovely. Do you think you'll like it?
I've heard Mr. De Winter say it's his favorite of all the paintings.
Oh, that would be a splendid idea. And thank you, Mrs. Danvers. I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful indeed.
Well, Maxim, where's that young wife of yours?
Oh, she'll be down presently. Fussing with her gown, I suppose. It's her first ball, you know.
Oh, what's she wearing, Maxim?
I haven't the remotest idea. She's kept it a great secret. Wouldn't even let me...
Oh, there she is now.
Oh, I'm so glad she's coming down. I want to... Good heavens.
Oh, Lord.
Good evening, Maxim.
What the devil do you think you're doing?
Maxim.
Where did you get that gown?
Well, it is the picture, the one in the gallery.
Go and take it off.
Maxim, what have I done? What is it?
That was the dress Rebecca wore at the ball last year. The curtain descends on Act One, and in our brief intermission, there's just time to consider a matter of utmost importance to every cigarette smoker. How mild can a cigarette be?
Smoke Camels and see. Prove for yourself what noted throat specialists reported about Camel mildness in a coast-to-coast smoking test. In this test, hundreds of men and women smoked Camels and only Camels for 30 days, an average of 1 to 2 packs a day.
After making weekly examinations of the throats of the hundreds of men and women who took part in this Camel test, 2,470 careful examinations in all, the doctors reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels.
Yes, the doctors reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels.
Make the Camel mildness test yourself. Test Camels in your T-zone. T for taste and T for throat. If at any time you're not convinced that Camels are the mildest cigarette you've ever smoked, return the package with the unused cigarettes to the makers of Camels, and you will receive its full purchase price plus postage.
Camel Cigarettes now present Act Two of Rebecca, starring Loretta Young and John Lund.
I thought my world had ended when Maxim spoke to me that way, in hate and anger as our guest looked on. I turned and stumbled up the stairs, and as I reached the top, somehow, through my tears, I noticed that a door was being closed. The door of her room, Rebecca's room, and I knew who was there. And I was wild and hurt and almost hysterical. Straight to that door I walked and opened it.
You've come upstairs. You didn't enjoy the ball very much, did you?
You knew she wore this gown last year. You deliberately suggested it for me. Why?
Tried to take her place. You let him marry you. I've seen his face, his eyes. They haven't changed since those weeks after she died.
No.
I used to hear him walking up and down all night long, night after night.
No.
Thinking of her, suffering torture because he'd lost her.
I don't want it. No, I don't want
You thought you could live in her house, walk in her steps, take the things that were hers. But you can't. She's too strong for you. No one ever got the better of her. Never. She was beaten in the end. It wasn't a man. It wasn't a woman. It was the sea.
Please stop it.
You're overwhelmed, madam. I'll open the window for you.
Oh, please don't.
A little air will do you good.
Oh, please.
And you can hear the sea.
No.
Why don't you go? Why don't you leave Madeline?
No.
He doesn't need you. He has his memories. He wants to be alone with her. You've nothing to stay for.
No.
Nothing to live for, really. Look down there. Off the cliff. It would be easy, wouldn't it?
No.
Why don't you go?
No.
Go on. Don't be afraid. Don't be...
Shipwreck!
What's
it's
that?
another rocket! Ship aground!
Maxim!
Down the bay!
Come on, everybody, down to the bay!
Frank Crowley!
Right here.
Oh, Frank!
Mrs. De Winter, you shouldn't be out. It's almost dawn.
Frank, have you seen Maxim anywhere?
Not for an hour or more. I thought he'd gone back to the house.
No, he hasn't been in the house at all. Oh, I'm worried, Frank. You are too. I can see it in your face. Frank, there's something wrong.
Well...
Tell me, what is it?
The diver who went down to inspect the bottom of the ship...
Yes?
Found the hull of another boat. A little sailboat.
Frank, is it?
Yes, it's Rebecca's.
Oh, where is he, Frank?
In the cottage. He said he wanted to be alone.
Hello.
Max, you haven't had any sleep. I've been worried about you.
You love me, don't you?
Oh, yes. Yes, I love you very much.
Thank you. I wanted to hear you say it just once more.
Oh, darling, I'll say it many times again all my life.
No, it's all over now. Rebecca has won.
Maxim, what are you saying?
They sent a diver down. He found another boat.
Yes, I know. Rebecca's boat. It's terrible for you now, but maybe soon, darling.
It's going to be worse. The diver broke one of the ports and looked into the cabin. There's a body in there.
Then she wasn't alone. Someone was with her.
I'm afraid not. There was no one with her. It's Rebecca's body that's lying in there.
Oh, no.
When I identified that other woman, I knew it wasn't Rebecca. I knew where Rebecca's body was. Lying in that cabin on the bottom of the sea.
How? How did you know?
Because I put it there. Now, will you look into my eyes and tell me that you love me very much?
Oh, Max.
You see, I was right. It's all over now.
No, you're not to say that. I love you more than anything else in the world, my darling. I've always loved you. Always. Even when I knew you were thinking of her.
You don't understand.
Whenever you touched me, I knew you were comparing me to her. Whenever you looked at me or spoke to me or walked in the garden with me, I knew what you were thinking. This is what I did with Rebecca, this, but
You thought I loved Rebecca? You thought that? I hated her.
You hated her?
I never had a moment's happiness with her. She was incapable of love, of tenderness, or even simple decency.
You didn't love her. You didn't love her.
She used to taunt me with her faithlessness, with how we'd fooled the world, with what a rotten fraud our marriage was. She knew what the family name meant to me, that I'd suffer anything rather than drag it through the muck of a divorce. Can you understand how I felt?
Of course, darling. Of course I can.
She was very clever about her affairs at first. After a while, she began to grow careless.
Yes.
She even had one of her friends visit her here, in this very cottage. I warned her about that. I told her if I found him on the grounds, I'd shoot them both. One night, when she thought I'd gone to London, I came here, hoping to surprise them. But he hadn't arrived as yet. She laughed at me and said, Maxim, you know, if ever I have a child, no one could prove that it isn't yours. She must have read what was in my mind, because she laughed again and asked, What is it, Maxim? Are you going to kill me? I suppose I went mad for a moment. I must have struck her. She stood staring at me. She looked almost triumphant. And then she fell. Her head hit against a heavy piece of ship's tackle. When I bent down to help her, she was dead.
But you didn't kill her. It was an accident.
I didn't think anyone would believe me. I lost my head.
Oh.
I carried her out to the boat. I put her in the cabin. When we seemed a safe distance from shore, I opened the sea cocks and the water poured in.
Yes.
Then I pulled away in the dinghy and watched her sink.
Maxim, no one knows.
Only you and I.
Then, darling, you're safe. Rebecca's dead. That's what we've got to remember. She's dead. She can't speak. She can't harm you anymore.
I identified that other woman. I identified her as Rebecca.
But you could have made a mistake. Oh, darling, I'm not going to let you go now. I can't.
It's too late.
No, it isn't too late.
I've loved you very much. I shall always love you.
Oh, darling.
But her shadow was between us all along.
Yes, but it isn't anymore. Not now.
No. I knew that Rebecca would win in the end.
No, she hasn't won. No matter what happens now, she hasn't won. Maxim.
Hello? Oh, yes, Frank. Who? Colonel Julian. Yes, of course. I'll be right up.
Who is it, Maxim? Who's Colonel Julian?
The chief constable of the county. He wants to talk to me.
Blasting nuisance, this thing, Maxim. I'm very sorry and all that.
Thank you, Colonel.
Of course, we could make a simple thing of it, following one set of facts.
What facts?
Well, suppose Mrs. De Winter was in the cabin and a squall hit the boat with no one at the helm.
And probably the door jammed and she couldn't get on deck again.
Exactly. The trouble is, this diver fella claims he found all the sea cocks open. They can only be opened from inside the boat. So, looks like a clear case of suicide to me.
Suicide?
That's not the truth.
Danvers, I'd prefer it if you knocked before you came into the
We're
room.
all equal before the law, Mr. De Winter. It's only my duty to tell what I know.
What do you know?
Mrs. De Winter never committed suicide. She wasn't that kind. And besides, she'd been to see the doctor in London just that afternoon. Dr. Baker on Goldhawk Road.
Oh, come now. What's that got to do with it?
Mrs. De Winter had everything in the world to live for. The doctor had told her she was going to have a child.
Oh, what good will it do, Colonel, bringing us all the way to London? We know what the doctor will say.
Never can tell, Maxim.
Danvers wouldn't have lied. She must have known we could check her story.
Well, Maxim, that's all we're doing.
Frank, if the doctor bears her out, I haven't a chance.
Well, first let's hear what the doctor says, if he says it.
Gentlemen, I've been doing a good deal of thinking in there. We doctors have certain ethics, of course, but under the circumstances...
You mean you'll answer our questions, Doctor?
If they pertain to medicine.
That's fair enough. Doctor, the last time you saw Mrs. De Winter, what did you tell her?
I told her she was carrying a child.
You did?
And that she'd never bear it.
Why not?
Cancer. Deep-rooted and malignant. She couldn't possibly have had more than 2 months to live.
I was right, gentlemen. It was suicide.
Maxim, there are certain laws about speed, you know.
When I telephoned, she said she'd wait up. Frank, there's something you don't know.
No, there isn't.
I didn't kill Rebecca, Frank. But I know now that when she told me about the child, she wanted me to kill her. That was her plan.
Don't think about it anymore. Don't even...
Frank, look. Over that hill.
That's strange. It's too early for dawn.
It's not the dawn, that's fire. Frank, that's Madeline. Where's Mrs. De Winter?
I thought I saw her, sir.
Where? If anything's happened to her...
Oh, Maxim, thank heaven you come back to me.
Oh, darling, are you all right?
Oh, Maxim, it's Mrs. Danvers. She's gone mad. She started the fire. She said she'd rather destroy Mandalay than see us happy here.
Look, the West Wing.
Max, she's up there. She's in the West Wing in Rebecca's room.
There it goes.
Mrs. Danvers! Max.
Don't cry anymore, darling.
No.
It's over. It's all over now.
Is it, Max? Is it really over?
Fire burns clean, they say. Even shadows.
Even shadows. No more shadows between us, my beloved. No more shadows.
Our stars, Loretta Young and John Lund, will return to the microphone in just a moment. There's a simple, enjoyable way to discover just how mild a cigarette can be. Try Camels.
Yes, prove to yourself what noted throat specialists reported when hundreds of men and women smoked Camels, and only Camels, for 30 days, an average of 1 to 2 packs a day. After weekly examinations of these smokers' throats, the doctors reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels.
That's how mild Camels are. But when you try Camels, you'll discover more than mildness. You'll discover rich, full flavor, too. The rich, full, supremely enjoyable flavor of Camel's choice tobaccos, properly aged and expertly blended.
Try Camels. See how mild a cigarette can be. And remember, Camels by the carton are the best buy.
And now, a well-deserved curtain call for our stars. Loretta, John, believe me, you both gave Academy Award performances tonight.
Oh, thank you, Fern. All of us like to do our very best when we appear here with the Screen Guild players, because the show is very close to our hearts. Am I right, John?
Well, I'll certainly go along with you, Loretta. This program supports the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its country house and hospital. And where could you find a finer work than that?
Well, John, I know one other good work that deserves a mention. For several years now, the makers of Camel cigarettes have been sending free smokes to servicemen's hospitals all over the country.
Yes, and this week, among other hospitals, free Camels are being sent to the Veterans Hospital, Marion, Indiana, the U.S. Naval Hospital, Chelsea, Massachusetts, and the U.S. Marine Hospital in Galveston, Texas.
That makes a total of more than 180 million cigarettes that the Camel people have sent to servicemen and veterans.
Well, happy smoking, fellas. Your cigarettes are on the way to you now.
The Screen Guild players are directed by Bill Lawrence. The adaptations are by Harry Cronman. Remember, Thursday night is Screen Guild night. And next week, one of the greatest stories that came out of the war. A thrilling tale of espionage and intrigue. 20th Century Fox Studios' great dramatic story of the OSS, 13 Rue Madeline, starring Humphrey Bogart, Leon Ames, William Lundigan, and John Beale. Be sure to listen. Rebecca was presented through the courtesy of David O. Selznick, whose forthcoming production is Portrait of Jenny. Loretta Young will soon be seen in the Hal Wallace production, The Accused. John Lund is currently appearing in Miss Tatlock's Millions, both Paramount Pictures. For fun and hilarity, don't miss Camel Cigarette's other great show over these same stations. Tomorrow night, The Jimmy Durante Show with Alan Young. And remember, Thursday night is Screen Guild night. The greatest stars and the greatest stories brought to you by Camel Cigarettes. This is Vern Smith speaking.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
From Hollywood, Humphrey Bogart, William Lundigan, Leon Ames, and John Beale in the thrilling and sensational war story, 13 Rue Madeline.
Yes, from Hollywood, the Screen Guild Players, brought to you each Thursday night by Camel Cigarettes. How mild can a cigarette be? Smoke Camels and see. Yes, prove for yourself how mild Camels are. In a recent coast-to-coast test of hundreds of men and women who smoked Camels and only Camels for 30 days, noted throat specialists reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels. Thursday night, Screen Guild night, when Camel Cigarettes bring you your favorite stars in their greatest motion picture roles. Tonight, it's one of the most dramatic stories that came out of the recent war. From the secret files of the OSS, 20th Century Fox Studios' exciting human document, the Screen Guild Players present 13 Rue Madeline, starring Humphrey Bogart, John Beale, William Lundigan, and Leon Ames, with Francis Robinson. This is a page out of history in our time. This is a record of valorous men who served without uniforms or medals or acclaim. This is a story of the OSS. The Second World War was already 6 months old when a presidential directive created the Office of Strategic Services, the famous OSS, a super-secret intelligence service, the first espionage system in the history of our nation. By the early part of 1944, it had already trained 67 teams of OSS agents. And now a new class, Group 68, after careful and exhaustive screening, is taken under tight security to a beautiful country club near Washington. Two of that group are Jeff Lassiter and Bill O'Connell.
Hey, this is quite a place, huh? Pretty luxurious. What do you mean luxurious? They said we got a bunk 2 to the room. So you picked a roommate yet? No, not yet. Okay, you got one. Name's Jeff Lassiter. Bill O'Connell. Shake. How are you?
If introductions are in order, gentlemen, I am Suzanne de Bouchard. Isn't it a beautiful place?
All in the line of duty, they said, for personal assessment and further training. Rugged, huh? I should say so. Big lounge like this, soft leather chairs, books, magazines. Look, we've even got a backgammon set. That's right. You play? Yeah. You want to take me on for a couple of games? Sure.
Oh, nice. I will watch. I've always wanted to learn that game.
Fine. Say, look, Lassiter, what do you say we make it interesting? Oh, I just play for fun, O'Connell. Well, I'll tell you what, 1,000 a game? A $1. No, let's make it $1 million. All right, $1 million.
You mean $1 million?
Sure, what about it?
I think you are both crazy.
As they play, 2 other men are sitting in an office upstairs. Charles Gibson, right-hand man of the OSS chief, and Bob Sharkey, former All-American in charge of training.
Get them started tomorrow, Bob. In 3 months, they've got to be in shape to go. They'll be in shape. That's my assignment. That's one of them. What do you mean? 22 potential OSS agents. All of them speak French. One of them can speak German. Well, it's your job to find out who it is. Yeah? Not as easy as it sounds. Why? Because one of your students is a German agent. All right now, all right. I've got a couple of things to say before you begin your active training. From here in, it's work. The pressure is on. Start right now to learn the use of a cover story. A logical lie about who you are and what you're doing. This is your most important defensive weapon. If the enemy cracks your story when you're in the field, you'll be tortured. If you get a break, you'll be shot. Now, the average American is a good sport. He plays for the rules. Well, no secret agent is a good sport. That is, no living agent. You're going to be taught to kill, to cheat, to rob, to lie. And everything you learn is toward one objective, just one, that's all. The success of your mission. Fair play, that's out. Years of decency, forget all about them or turn in your suit. Because the enemy can forget and has. Okay, let's get to work. We've got a lot to do in the next 3 months.
No fooling. I
could hardly believe my own ears.
Oh, this must at noon.
Yeah.
The first time in 3 months.
You weren't the only one surprised, kiddies. Boy, the way they've been pouring it on. 12, 14 hours a day. Hiking, swimming, learning how to kill and rob and steal, how to send a wireless message in code, how to make a parachute jump, and then getting your cover story down pat. Honest, I'm not sure my name is Lassiter anymore.
It was worth it.
Sure it is. Suzanne, I guess this means a lot to you, huh? Getting back to France.
Perhaps I will find out then. I have waited so long.
Oh. Is someone close to you?
Miles Sanders. He was reported missing at Dunkirk.
Well, you mustn't give up.
The women of France will never give up.
Hey, Bill, we got an hour to dinner. How about a little game, huh? Sure.
But Jeff, how much do you owe him now?
15 million. But I'm chopping it down.
15 million? Oh, Bill, you are rich.
Oh, the government will take most of it. Go ahead, Jeff. You start. Sorry, man, that'll have to wait. Mr. Sharkey? What's up? Dinner's an hour early tonight. Start your field problem first thing in the morning.
You think you found the Nazi, Bob?
Yes, I'm sure I have.
All right. Who's the German agent?
Bill O'Connell. How did you know? He's number one man in the class. That was the tip-off. And last night I heard him trying to pump to Bouchard, trying to find out if she expected to go back to France. Then the field problem clinched it. You read the report?
Yeah.
Well, that test was designed for them to make mistakes. They learn more that way. But O'Connell didn't make any mistakes. He's been through it all before.
Name is Kunzel. Adver 5, one of the best.
When do you want to pick him up?
I don't.
What?
And he mustn't know he's even suspected. We've had him pegged for a long time. He's after something big, or it wouldn't be Kunzel.
Information. The second front?
We think so. Where and when?
Yes, they'd like to know that.
Kunzel's a big shot. The German high command is counting on his information. So we've got to arrange for him to get it. The wrong information. And we've got to let him take it back to them.
I see.
The plan will include a logical way for him to make his escape. It must be cleverly staged. Remember, we're dealing with a very smart man.
When do we start?
We get to England. I'll leave tomorrow. You can follow with the group.
Within a few days, Group 68 has flown to England and quartered in a country house not far from London. They are held there under tight security, waiting their assignments, and the plan proceeds.
O'Connell, how well do you know Holland?
I lived there for 2 years. I know it very well.
I thought so. O'Connell, the pictures changed.
Changed? How do you mean?
You read the papers, they're full of talk about a second front. Everyone knows there's going to be one.
Well, you think it's Holland?
What I think doesn't count. That's somebody else's job. We just obey orders.
Oh, yes, sir, sure.
O'Connell, I've been given a job. I need help. Someone with a proper background. Someone who's proved he can come through in a pinch. You want to go to work?
I didn't go through all that training to be an English country gentleman.
Okay, pack your gear. We're going up to London.
Now?
In 10 minutes. No goodbyes, nothing. No word to anyone about what I've said. You're under tight security starting right now. That clear?
Yes, sir. It's clear.
What do you think, Bob? Did he take the bait?
I think so, Gibson. I've put him in with Van Dyvel, Holland Intelligence. We've opened up everything to him. Maps, plans, reports from all our agents. And I put 6 planes at his disposal. If he makes a break in one of them, we're okay.
If he makes a break. Who'd you pick for the real job?
Lassiter and the de Bouchard girl. They're on their way down here now.
You'll brief me yourself.
This afternoon. Lassiter, this is it. This is the payoff. You think you're ready?
I think so.
Good. You're going to France. You too, de Bouchard, as Lassiter's communicator. I'll make it as brief as I can. The Nazis have a terrific new rocket bomb. It carries a warhead with 2 tons of explosives. For the last 6 months, they've been building up a huge stock, saving all their resources for just one thing, the invasion.
Invasion.
This bomb depot is somewhere between Caen and Le Havre. That's all we know. Even the French underground hasn't been able to spot it for us.
That's our job, huh? To find the bomb depot.
Well, that's part of it. To destroy it, we must know every detail of its construction. One man can help us with that, Monsieur Dubois. This is his picture. Brand that name and picture on your mind. The success of your mission, possibly of the entire invasion, is linked to that man.
Monsieur Dubois. What's his connection with the bomb depot?
Designed and built it. We want to talk to him. Hey, you sheriff! Bill O'Connor! How are you, fella? Well, I didn't know you were down here in London. The way you walked off in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I know. I had to leave in a hurry.
Oh, good job?
That's a toughie. Not much action, though. It looks like I'm grounded. What are you doing here? Prepping for a mission?
Yeah, sorry I can't tell you what.
I always knew you were a bad investment.
What do I owe you now, 13 million?
14.
I'll whittle it down when I get back.
When are you leaving?
Don't know for sure.
Well, I wish I were going with you, kid.
Me too. Well, I gotta run now. I'll be seeing you, Bill. Bring me back a souvenir, will you? Sure thing, you bet.
Bob, what about O'Connor? Do you think he's sold?
Well, listen, it was set up so well, I began to think Holland was the right place myself. Besides, he's playing with real stuff. Requests come in from agents in Holland. He fills the request. The supplies get there. You've got to believe it.
But he hasn't made the break.
No. He's got 6 planes. He could go any time. Maybe he feels he's too hot that we're watching him. If he started, we might pick him off.
Maybe, but in a few days it'll be too late. He's got to get that misinformation back now.
That close, huh? Well, suppose we force him to make his break, huh? Hand him his chance on a silver platter.
How?
Give him a logical reason to leave. Maybe even send them ourselves. Send them on a phony mission. Sure, we're getting information, O'Connor, but we aren't getting enough. The Germans think we're going to France, that's fine. But what do they suspect about Holland? They're not stupid, you know.
No, sir.
We must know if they're preparing in Holland, too, and where. We've got to send someone over there to find out for us.
Yes, sir.
A good man, the best we have. Someone who knows Holland as well as you do.
I know the man.
Who?
Me.
No, that doesn't make sense. I need you here. Your job's important.
It's more important to have the right man over there.
Now, forget it. It's impossible. Yet I don't know. I've got to have that information.
If you let me go, I'll get it for you.
I could take over your work here, I guess. You'd like to be in touch with me by radio. O'Connell, I think I'll take a chance.
Yes, sir. I'll need some help.
You'll need a team, another man and a communicator. Whom do you want?
Lassiter?
Lassiter? Why Lassiter?
Well, sir, we work together at school. I know him. It takes time to know people.
Yeah.
I think he'd like to go.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess he would. But Mr. Sharkey, this whole thing's silly. I went all through school with O'Connell. I've slept in the same room with him for months. It's crazy. I don't feel too bad about it, Lassiter. He's smart. One of the smartest men they have. For a long time, O'Connell, alias Kunzel, fooled me, too. Now, you understand the entire setup?
I guess so.
Okay. Now comes the rugged part.
You think the rest is easy?
We think O'Connell is sold. If we're right, he'll make his break. You'll never see him again. But if he's not sold, if he should in any way suspect you on a double mission, you're going to play it his way.
His way? What's that?
If he doesn't make his break, or if he tries to follow you, you're going to shoot him.
Shoot him?
And be sure it's for keeps.
Oh, that's rough.
That's war. O'Connell could do it. Can you?
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it.
And so the curtain comes down on Act 1. Before it goes up again on Act 2, we have a brief moment to consider a matter of great importance to every cigarette smoker. How mild can a cigarette be? Smoke Camels and see just how mild a cigarette can be. Yes, prove for yourself how mild Camels are. In a recent coast-to-coast smoking test, hundreds of men and women smoked Camels and only Camels for 30 days, an average of 1 to 2 packs a day. Noted throat specialists made 2,470 examinations of these smokers' throats, and they reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels. Yes, prove Camel mildness yourself. Try Camels. Test them in your T-zone. T for taste and T for throat. If at any time you're not convinced that Camels are the mildest cigarette you ever smoked, return the package with the unused cigarettes to the makers of Camels, and you'll receive its full purchase price plus postage. Camel Cigarettes now present Act 2 of 13 Rue Madeline, starring Humphrey Bogart, Leon Ames, John Beale, and William Lundigan, with Francis Robinson. The plan goes forward. At OSS headquarters in London, Sharkey and Gibson wait tensely for a report as a B-24 speeds through the night toward Holland. Inside the plane, 3 people in jumpsuits sit quietly waiting, a woman and 2 men. They sit in absolute silence until finally...
Jeff? Yeah? Well, you've been sitting there staring at me. What's the matter? Nothing? Sure there is. But looking at me like I was going to test you. Sorry. I guess I'm a little nervous. Yeah, I'm a little nervous, too.
We're getting close. Check your static line. Miss?
Check.
Check.
Right. Over the target now. Be ready. Keep your eyes on me.
Jeff? Yeah? You know that $14 million you owe me? I'm wiping it off the books.
Running in. Action station.
I go first.
What's $14 million, Lassiter? Never had time to spend it anyway.
Number 1. Go.
I'm next. Gotta jump. We're even, Jeff. You don't owe me a dime. We'll start from scratch.
Number 2. Go. Hey, what's the matter with that static line? It ain't paying out. It ain't... Hey, you there! Hey! Bob, you're sure that message was Dubouchard's transmission?
Sure. Our operator worked with her. Says he's positive he knows her touch.
Read it again.
Lassiter killed and jumped. O'Connell disappeared. Proceeding mission area as planned. Signed, Suzanne. That's a tough break.
Yeah. Come in. This message just came in from the radio operator on the train.
Thanks.
Yes, sir.
What is it? What's up?
Lassiter's static cord was deliberately cut.
What?
His chute never opened. He was murdered.
Oh, what a rotten way to die.
The question is, what did Kinsel know? Could he have known about Lassiter's mission?
No, but he probably picked up Lassiter's papers. He knows we gave him fishy credentials.
More than that, he knows the Holland invasion is a phony.
Yeah? So he wouldn't have killed Lassiter. I've done a great job, all right. I stepped into the pitch and swung my brains out.
Are you conceding the victory?
I don't concede anything until they throw dirt in my face.
All right, now let's go on from there. We've got 5 days to get another man over there. Pick up Dubois and blast the target. Who have you got to send?
There's only one man.
Who?
Me. No. We haven't got time to brief another man. We'll need those 5 days on the other end.
I'm sorry, Bob. You know the date and place of the invasion.
I did know, but I forgot.
You know what it would mean if you were captured once it was discovered who you were?
Sure, torture. But I'll have my L-tablets. One bite and I'll be gone. They'd never find out anything about the invasion.
Bob, I wish I could let you go.
Look, Gibson, I need the break. I've been working too hard. I need the change.
You won't come back.
You're a worrier. This time I'll keep my eyes on the picture.
Within 24 hours, Sharkey is on his way to France. A parachute landing, a quick meeting with Suzanne has been advised to stand by, and the following morning at Pont-l'Evêque, a little town about 40 miles from Le Havre, a prosperous-looking French businessman is registering at the local hotel.
Combien de formes, monsieur?
How long do you wish to stay?
Long enough to accomplish my mission?
How long will that be, monsieur?
2 or 3 days. I'd like a room with...
Excuse me, monsieur.
Huh?
I must trouble you to see your papers.
Why?
Who knows? New security regulations. The orders came today from Le Havre. Your papers, please.
What's your authority?
Franz Franker, Gestapo.
Oh. Well, all right, but this red tape is a nuisance. Just holds up business. Here are my papers.
Gabriel Chavat. Insurance claims adjuster. Photograph. Description. Signature. Yes, it all seems in order.
Then if you don't mind...
Just a minute.
Now, what else? Where was your grandfather buried? Which one? On your father's side. The family cemetery at Toulon. Anything else? No. I hope you liked your room. I followed it through myself, Your Consul. I had headquarters at Toulon check the city files. There is no Shabbat buried in the Saint-Maurice cemetery. Yes, Hans, go on. It is a small thing, but not a natural mistake for a Frenchman. It's the small ones that count. What else? I followed him when he left the hotel. He went to the mayor's office. One of my men got a picture of him as he went up the steps. You got the picture with you? Right here, Your Consul. He had no idea that we... This is Sharky's picture. And himself must be important. Hans, Jawohl, back to Ponnevig. I want to see the mayor.
Oui, Monsieur Consul. The man was here to see me yesterday from the Department of Compulsory Labor at Vichy.
He told you we sent him?
Monsieur, he had papers, a letter of commission.
What did he want?
More men from the village for the labor battalion.
Did you give him any?
I couldn't, Monsieur. My people will no longer follow me. Look, this paper. You see what it says? Death to the German collaborator. Oh, Monsieur, all day long I have found these in my car, in my office, everywhere I go. They do not understand. I have only done what I thought was right. I have only hoped to avoid reprisals.
Where is this man who came to see you?
He has disappeared. Beyond the ground. He will never be found, Monsieur. I do my best, and the people do not understand. That's to the traitor! Here, Monsieur! They're going to kill me! I need protection!
Hans, there's a company of guards stationed here. Yes, sir. At the hotel there, Consul. Order them out.
That was part of the plan, thought out to every last minute detail. The moment the hotel is left without a guard, a small group of men slip in quietly through the back. They go directly to a room on an upper floor and fling open the door.
Come along, Dubois. You're going to England.
A plane is waiting in a secret place. Dubois is put aboard. The plane takes off. Sharkey remains behind. He has work still to do. He doesn't know that his picture has been given to every German agent in the coastal section. And 2 days later in Gibson's office in London, we just got a transmission from the Bouchard, sir. What? They've got Mr. Sharkey. Huh? They've taken him to Le Havre. 13 Rue Madeline. Sharkey. Did he get a break? No, sir. He was taken alive. Just 3 questions, Sharkey. That's all. What was your mission? Where is the invasion coming? When? We'll make you tell. You know that, Sharkey. You know a man can take only so much punishment. Remember? You taught me. Fair play. Years of decency. That's out. Remember? You've done your job. Now I'll accomplish my mission. Where, Sharkey? Where are they coming in?
Consul, I'm glad you remembered everything I taught you. You're a top man in your class, but not good enough. Here, Consul.
I'm all right, Hans. Sharkey, you just made a bad mistake. Take him downstairs. We'll make him talk.
Gentlemen, you pilots have been chosen for your special qualifications. You've been asked to attempt a hazardous mission, to blast a target at 0 feet. You'll be risking your lives. You've got a right to know why. The target is at their headquarters in Le Havre, 13 Rue Madeline. They're holding an American agent there. If he talks, it may cost 2 million American lives. He won't talk, not as long as he can stand the punishment they're giving him. Only no human body can stand it too long. I know Bob Sharkey would rather die than talk. Be sure that no one in that house escapes.
top?
Yeah. I'm ready. Completed.
Humphrey Bogart, William Lundigan, John Beale, and Leon Ames will return to the microphone in just a moment. How mild can a cigarette be? You can answer that question for yourself. Smoke Camels and only Camels for 30 days and prove how mild Camels are. In a recent coast-to-coast test, hundreds of men and women smoked Camels and only Camels for 30 days, an average of 1 to 2 packs a day. Their throats were carefully examined each week by noted throat specialists, and the doctors reported not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camel. Try Camel. See how mild, yes, and how rich and full-flavored a cigarette can be. See how Camel's choice tobaccos, properly aged and expertly blended, suit your T-zone. And remember, Camels by the carton are the best buy. Now, in the spirit of the day, a final word of thanks to our stars for a most enjoyable and exciting half hour.
Well, Vern, we're on the thankful side ourselves, too, today. I mean, we're really all grateful for an opportunity to appear with the Screen Guild players. Bill Lundigan, would you second that?
We all would, Bogey. This program supports the Motion Picture Relief Fund and its country house and hospital. And every actor in Hollywood considers it a privilege to share in that work.
That's right, Bill. Oh, and while we're in the mood, I think a word of thanks is due for another grand job. For months now, the makers of Camel cigarettes have been sending free smokes to servicemen to hospitals all over the country. This week, among other hospitals, free Camels are being sent to Veterans Hospital, Jackson, Mississippi, U.S. Army Station Hospital, Camp Campbell, Kentucky, and U.S. Naval Hospital, Long Beach, California. That makes a total of more than 180 million cigarettes that the Camel people have sent to servicemen and veterans. Happy smoking, fellows. Your cigarettes are on the way to you now.
The Screen Guild players are directed by Bill Lawrence. The adaptations are by Harry Cronman. Remember, Thursday night is Screen Guild night. And next week, one of the finest pictures of the year. A great story and a magnificent cast. Night Song, starring Maureen O'Brien, Van Heflin, and Hoagie Carmichael. Be sure to listen. 13 Rue Madeline was presented through the courtesy of 20th Century Fox, producers of When My Baby Smiles at Me. Humphrey Bogart will soon be seen in his own Santana production, Knock on Any Door. William Lundigan's next picture will be RKO's Follow Me Quietly. Leon Ames will next appear in the Metro Goldwyn Mayer production, Little Women. John Beale can soon be seen in the Paramount picture, One Woman. For fun and hilarity, don't miss Camel Cigarette's other great show over these same stations. Tomorrow night, the Jimmy Durante Show with Alan Young. And remember, Thursday night is Screen Guild night. The greatest stars and the greatest stories brought to you by Camel Cigarettes. This is Vern Smith speaking.
This is NBC, the national broadcasting company.
Cigarettes now present Walt Disney's Pinocchio, starring Fanny Brice and Henry Stafford, with Jeffrey Silver as Pinocchio, Hans Conried as Honest John, Janet Waldo as the Blue Fairy, and Arthur Q. Bryan as Jiminy Cricket. How mild can a cigarette be? Smoke Camels and see.
All right now, folks, you've heard the commercial. You've been having a busy Christmas week, and it's time you went to bed.
Why?
Well, I should think you'd want to go to bed and rest up again for tomorrow. Then you can play with your new toys all over again.
Are you going to go to bed and rest up?
No, why?
Well, you played with them more than I did.
Now, let's not be selfish. Will you go to bed if I sing you a little song?
A lullaby?
Uh-huh.
Rockabye, baby?
Yes.
I'd rather stay here.
Well, you can't sit by the radio all night.
But they're going to tell my favorite story. Pistachio.
Pistachio? You mean Pinocchio. Pistachio is a nut.
No, he ain't, Daddy. He's a little bit of a boy.
The little boy's name's Pinocchio. I know the story very well.
So do I. His father carved him out of wood.
Exactly. And do you know his father's
name? Yeah.
What is it?
Edgar Bergen.
Just as I thought. You're bluffing. When I was your age, I knew the story of Pinocchio backwards.
You did?
Yes. Now, will you go to sleep if I tell it to you?
Backwards?
No, forwards.
All right, then. Tell me the story.
All right. Well, once upon a time, long, long ago, there was a kind old man named Geppetto.
Mm-hmm.
He was a toy maker, and he lived all alone. No one to talk to but his cat and his goldfish.
Did the cat really talk?
Certainly. It said, meow.
And what did the goldfish say?
Why, the goldfish said, oh, don't be silly. Goldfish don't talk. They open their mouths, but they never say anything.
You mean like you do when Mommy's around?
When Mommy's around, I'm no goldfish.
What are you?
I'm a dead mackerel.
Poor Daddy. Tell me more about Pistachio.
Pinocchio! Well, one cold winter night, just after Christmas, when most people were enjoying good cheering fellowship with their families, old Geppetto was in his cottage all alone. And he was feeling a bit sad, because he didn't have any family at all. Just his cat and his goldfish, and a little wooden puppet he had just finished carving. And he turned to Figaro, that was the name of his cat, and he said,
Figaro, he is the nicest puppet I have ever seen. I think I will call him Pinocchio. Oh, you like that, eh? He's such a cute little fellow. He almost looks alive. Figaro, wouldn't it be nice if he were real? What is it? Oh, what do you want? Oh, the window is open. You want me to close it, eh? Very well. Figaro, look, up there, the wishing star. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have the wish I make tonight. Figaro, you know what I wish? I wish that my little Pinocchio might be a real boy.
Look, how do you like the story so far?
I like it. What happened next?
Old Geppetto went to sleep.
Why?
Well, that's the story. He just went to sleep, that's all.
That's all?
Yes.
That's a very short story.
Now, don't be silly. Geppetto went to sleep. And late that night, a beautiful blue light shone in through the window. It blazed and it glowed, and in the middle of it stood the blue fairy. And she touched Pinocchio with her golden wand, and she said,
Little puppet made of time, awake, the gift of life is thine.
Golly, I can move, and I can talk.
Yes, Pinocchio, I have given you life.
Why?
Because the good Geppetto has brought so much happiness to others of his toys, and tonight he wished for a real boy.
Am I a real boy?
Not yet, Pinocchio. To make Geppetto's wish come true will be entirely up to you.
Up to me?
Yes. Prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish, and someday you'll be a real boy.
Oh, a real boy!
It will not be easy. You must learn to choose between right and wrong.
Right and wrong? How I know?
Your conscience will tell you.
Conscience? Where will I find one?
Oh, well, what about me?
What's that? Why, it's a cricket.
Jiminy Cricket's the name, yes, sir, we, and I'm with you as anyone's conscience can be.
I think
You would be just the one. Kneel to him in the cricket. I dubbed thee Pinocchio's conscience.
Oh, gosh.
Now, Pinocchio, remember, be a good boy and always let your conscience be your guide.
Look, she's gone. That's right, Pinocchio. And listen to me. You and I better have a little one-way talk.
Why?
Well, you want to be a real boy, don't you? A wallapalooza?
Uh-huh.
That's fine. But the world is crammed full of lovely temptations.
Temptation?
Yep, temptations. They're the wrong things that seem right at the time, but, well, even though the right things may seem wrong sometimes, sometimes the wrong things may be right at the wrong time, or vice versa. You follow me?
But I'm going to do it right.
Atta boy, Pinocchio, and I'm going to help you. And anytime you need me, just whistle. Like this.
Like this?
No, son. Like this. Well, listen. When you get in trouble and you don't know right from wrong, give it with the whistle. Give it with the whistle. When you meet temptation and the urge is very strong, give it with the whistle. Give it with the whistle. Not just a whistle squeak, but go up and blow. And if your whistle's weak, Jiminy Cricket takes the brazen owl path, and if you start to slide, give it with a whistle. Give it with a whistle. And always let your conscience be your guide.
Daddy?
What?
Did all that noise wake up Pinocchio's father?
Why, yes, of course.
Didn't the noise wake up Pinocchio?
Oh, he wasn't asleep.
Those little wooden dummies sleep?
Oh, sure. They sleep like logs. How's that?
Terrible. What happened next?
Well, Geppetto was delighted to find that his little wooden boy could walk and talk.
He liked them, huh?
Yes. The next morning, he sent him off to school.
I thought you said he liked them.
He did. But he wanted Pinocchio to be like other little children. So that morning, Pinocchio got up and ran as fast as he could to the schoolhouse.
Imagine that.
Yes, now, why aren't you as anxious to go to school as Pinocchio is?
Because I'm no dummy.
Well, anyway, on the way to school, Pinocchio ran into a sly old wolf.
A wolf?
Yes. Do you know what his name was?
Uncle Louie.
No. This wolf was named Honest John. And he was standing on the street reading a big advertising billboard that said, "Tonight in the Big Tent, the great Stromboli and his puppet show." Well, the Stromboli is in town. The old rascal. I certainly fooled him once, all right. That time I tied strings onto a cat and Stromboli bought her for a puppet. Well, good morning, my little friend.
Good morning.
And where are you going this fine, sunny day?
I'm going to school, just like a real boy. Where you get...
Well, that's fine. Just imagine a little wooden boy. Now, who'd ever believe that a wooden boy? A puppet without strings. Why, somebody give a fortune for him. He's a... hey there! Hey! Wait for me, little boy! So, you are going to school, my little man, eh? You're going to be a scholar, huh?
Yes. I'm going to learn to be brave, truthful, and unselfish, so I can be a real boy someday.
Indeed.
I must be going now. I'm late.
Just a minute, young fella, just a minute. Haven't you ever heard of the easy road to success?
The easy road?
I am speaking, my boy, of the theater.
The theater?
Bright lights, music, applause, your name up in lights. What is your name?
Pinocchio.
Why, I can see it in letters 6 feet high.
6 feet high?
Just as sure as my name is Honest John. P-I-N-U, P-I, but we're wasting time. Come along, lads. On to the theater. I still fasten the silver chain. Oh, what you do to the diamond chain? I diddly-do. You sleep till after 2. You promenade to the big cigar. You tour the world in a private car. You dine on chicken and caviar. An actor's life for me. I hate it. Hey, Pinocchio.
Hello, Jiminy. I'm going to be an actor.
Now, take it easy, son. Slow down. Remember what I said about temptation? Well, that's him.
Oh, no, Jiminy. That's Miss Honest John.
Honest John? Oh, please, I swear you know, Pinocchio. Wait.
Goodbye, Jiminy. Goodbye.
An actor's life for me. I just have to fill the cane. Oh, what to do to the diamond chain? You sleep till after 2. You promenade with a big cigar. You tour the world in a private car. You dine on chicken and caviar. An actor's life for me. Ladies and gentlemen, unholy the great. I give you now the only papista who can sing and dance absolutely without no strings. I give you the one and only Pinocchio.
Got no strings, hold me down and make me fret or make me frown. I had strings, but now I'm free. There are no strings on me. I owe the merry-o. I'm as happy as can be. I want the world to know nothing ever worries me. I've got no strings, so I have fun. I'm not tired to anyone. Oh, I love my liberty. There are no strings on me.
Sure, they liked him. He's a great big walloping success. Well, anyway, I did my level best, but he wouldn't listen. Oh, what does an actor want with a conscience, anyway?
I've got no strings, so I have fun. I'm not tired to anyone. Oh, I love my liberty. There are no strings on me.
Well, Chris, how do you like the way I'm telling you this story?
I'd rather listen to the Springville show.
Oh, you would?
Yeah. And you know what? They like them.
Snooks, if I hadn't made a New Year's resolution, if I hadn't sworn to use my hairbrush
And
only
now
to
Daddy counts 10. We'll have time to talk about Camel mildness. How mild can a cigarette be? Smoke Camels and see.
Did Pinocchio like being an actor? Why?
Because Stromboli soon discovered that he could make a lot of money with Pinocchio. So he locked the little boy in a cage.
He locked him in a cage?
Yes. Well, what's the matter with you?
Oh, little Pinocchio, locked up in the dirty old cage.
Well, I can't help it. I can't help it.
Take him out of the dirty old cage.
Now listen, you. He's in the cage because that's the way the story goes. If he wasn't in the cage, there wouldn't be any story. And you'd be up in bed, asleep.
Daddy,
What?
I'm glad he's in the cage.
Fine. Now, may I continue?
Please do.
Oh, thank you. Well, just when Pinocchio had given up all hope, little Jiminy Cricket found him in the cage. And he called to the Blue Fairy, and she came down and decided to give Pinocchio one more chance. So she unlocked the cage, and Pinocchio and Jiminy went hurrying home. And as they were going along the street...
No, sir. Nothing can stop me now, Jiminy. I'll make good this time.
You better.
I will. I'm going to school.
That's the stuff, Pinocchio.
I'll be smart, too. I'd rather be smart than to be an actor.
Well, if it isn't my little friend Pinocchio. Oh, it's Honest John. But tell me, Pinocchio, how do you like the great Stromboli?
Oh, he was awful. He locked me in a cage.
He did?
And he wouldn't see me. And he made me sing all night. And then...
Oh, you poor boy. You must be a nervous wreck.
But I'm not. I'm just...
Let me see your face. Of course, just as I thought. A slight touch of monetary complications. With bucolic semilunar contractions of the flying torpedo.
Oh, golly.
Just open your mouth wide. Now, say hippopotamus. I knew it, compound transmission of the pandemonium. with percussion of phlegmatic disintegration.
Is that bad?
Let me feel your pulse. Oh, my dear, oh, my goodness. Palpitating syncopation of the killadilla. With bongo, bongo, congo of the bloop, bleep, bloop. My boy, you are allergic.
Allergic?
Yes, and there is only one cure. A vacation on Pleasure Island.
Pleasure Island?
The happy land of carefree boys. No school, no work, just fun and noise. I'll take you there. Just wait here, my boy. I'll go and get me carriage.
Jiminy, did you hear what he said? I'm going to... What's the matter, Jiminy?
Pinocchio, don't let him fool you. That Pleasure Island's a whack. That's where little boys make jackasses of themselves.
They do?
You bet they do. Their ears grow long, and then they sprout tails, and then they can't even talk. They just sway. Like this. Hee-haw, hee-haw, hee-haw.
Oh, golly, let's go home.
That's what I say. Let's go. Hey, what do you know? It worked. Come on, Pinocchio. Let's wham. You get in trouble and you don't know right from wrong. Give it with the whistle.
And for the rest of his life, Pinocchio always remembered that song. When you get in trouble and you don't know what to do, give a little whistle.
Daddy!
What is it?
Just tell me a story.
I should have made you go to sleep in the first place. All right, all right. Stop it. When Pinocchio and Jiminy got to Geppetto's cottage, they found him out.
What do you think they found out about him?
They found out he was gone. For heaven's sake, stop asking questions. Jiminy and Pinocchio went looking for Geppetto. And where do you think they found him?
Where?
Inside a whale.
Ah.
Is that all you can say? He was actually inside a great big whale.
That's what he said.
But isn't that remarkable? A man, a full-grown man. Isn't that an awful lot for a whale to swallow?
Isn't that an awful lot for me to swallow?
Well, it happens to be true. What's more, Jiminy and Pinocchio went down to the bottom of the sea and joined Geppetto inside the whale.
Imagine that.
Then the whale clamped down his teeth, and they couldn't come out.
The teeth couldn't come out?
No. Pinocchio, Jiminy, and Geppetto couldn't come out.
But you said...
Never mind what I said. You said the whale's teeth came out, which is false.
Oh, were they false teeth?
Look, let's get out of the whale's mouth.
How are we going to do it?
Well, Pinocchio had an idea. He figured a way to make the whale blow them out.
Did he make the whale cough?
Well, that's pretty close, I'll admit. But how would you go about making a whale cough?
I would get his feet wet.
But whales don't have any teeth. What Pinocchio did was to build a fire in the whale's stomach.
Well, how did that make the whale blow them out?
Oh, I guess you've never seen a whale sneeze.
A whale sneeze?
Yes.
But you said they didn't have legs.
Oh, no. Now, stop acting cute. The whale sneezed. He sneezed, you understand? Achoo.
What's your height?
I think I'm going to put you to bed.
No, I'll be good. Tell me the rest of the story.
Well, the whale sneezed them out and old Geppetto nearly drowned. But Pinocchio came to his aid and towed him into shore. In doing so, the little wooden boy gave up his own life to save his father's.
Poor Pistachio.
Pinocchio. And when the old man came to, he picked Pinocchio out of the water where he was lying and carried him home and put him on the bed. And then he knelt by the bed and cried and cried. Oh, Pinocchio, Pinocchio. Oh, my boy, my brave little boy. And as he knelt there, the beautiful blue light came in through the window again. It was the blue fairy herself. And she touched Pinocchio with her golden wand. And she said,
Prove yourself brave, truthful, and unselfish. And someday you'll be a real boy. Awake, Pinocchio. Awake.
My poor boy. My poor boy.
Father, what are you crying for?
Because you are dead, Pinocchio.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Yes, you are. Now lie down.
But, Father,
And you are a real boy. Oh, Pinocchio, Pinocchio. Now all my wishes have come true. And you wish upon a star. Make no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come
That's the end of the story, Snoop. That's the story of Pinocchio. Now it's time you went to sleep. Come on, Snoop. To sleep. Snoop! Snoop! I absolutely insist that you go to sleep.
But, Daddy, I was asleep. You just woke me up.
Our stars Fanny Bryce and Hanley Stafford will return to the microphone in just a moment. How mild can a cigarette be? Try Camel.
Daddy!
Oh, no. Snook, you mean you haven't fallen asleep yet?
Well, how could I with such a short commercial?
Oh.
Besides, I want to hear the other part.
Oh, you mean where they always say the Screen Guild show supports the Motion Picture Relief Fund? And it's country house and hospital?
Yeah.
All right, consider that then. Now run along to sleep.
But what about all those nice people, Daddy?
What people?
The makers of Camel cigarettes. And do you want to know something?
Yes.
That every week they send 3 smokes to Servicemen's Hospital all over the country.
Yes, dear. As a matter of fact, I do. Yes. And this week, among other hospitals, 3 camels are being sent to Veterans Hospital, Van Nuys, California, U.S. Naval Hospital, Newport, Rhode Island, and U.S. Marine Hospital, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That makes a total of more than 180 million cigarettes that the camel people have sent to servicemen, servicewomen, and veterans. And Snooks, this is positively the last word tonight.
I never did.
Well, what else?
Happy New Year!
Snooks, the 2 cents. Oh, yes! Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year!
The Screen Guild Players are directed by Bill Lawrence. The adaptations are by Harry Kronman. Remember, Thursday night is Screen Guild night. And next week, one of the most exciting romances ever brought to the screen. A love story played against a thrilling background of suspense and intrigue. RKO Studios' dynamic hit, Notorious, starring Ingrid Bergman, John Hodiak, and J. Carroll Nash. Be sure to listen. Hanley Stafford and Jeffrey Silver can be heard every Wednesday over this network in Blondie. Pinocchio was presented through the courtesy of Walt Disney, producer of the Technicolor feature So Dear to My Heart. For fun and hilarity, don't miss Camel Cigarette's other great show over these same stations. Tomorrow night, the Jimmy Durante Show with Alan Young. And remember, Thursday night is Screen Guild night. The greatest stars and the greatest stories brought to you.
This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Next weekend,
Every week thereafter, Screen Guild Theater will be heard at 7 o'clock.